Hello and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Coming up in this episode, this NRL official is about to create history. Leeds Rhinos sign Samoan forward. And more additions to the Betfred Women's Super League. So we'll start with the news that there'll be one addition to this Betfred Women's Super League and also a name change for the other, as there will be new names in the Super League, with Salford Red Devils being rewarded for their remarkable progress over the last 12 months, and Leigh Leopards will be taking the place of that was previously occupied by Leigh Rangers, who, under a new partnership between the town's professional and community clubs, will just take over the name. Salford and Leigh will both play in Group 2 of the Betfred Women's Super League North, joining Barrow Raiders, Bradford Bulls, Castleford Tigers and Featherstone Rovers. Warrington Wolves earned promotion from to Group 1 with their playoff final victory over Featherstone last month, and they will join Huddersfield Giants, the champions Leeds Rhinos, St Helens Wiggins and another new name, York Valkyrie, following their rebranding in 2022. Following their rebranding following the 2022's grand finalists change. The Betfred Women's Super League fixtures will be announced for both groups next month, and Salford Red Devils enjoyed a remarkable debut season after their launch as their first opening women's team last autumn, when they went on to win the League Cup and the League Leaders Shield in the Championship competition, and also reaching the grand final. They were denied the title by Alton Raidettes, but the West Yorkshire Community Club, who have been a shining light in rugby league development for many years, preferred to stay in the Championship for 2023. Further details of the Championship and League One competitors will also be released next month. As for Leigh Rangers, they competed admirably in their debut season in the Betfred Women's Super League in 2022, winning 4 of their 12 fixtures and finishing 5th in the 17 Group 2. Derek Beaumont, the owner of Leigh's professional club, saw Women's Rugby League as a key plan to demonstrate and build the strength of the club following their rebrand as the Leopards, and agreed has been reached with Leigh Rangers for the two clubs to work closely and together in coaching and in junior development, which means that they will take over the Leopards females side of the name. In a statement from the Leigh Leopards operationals manager Neil Jukes said, Mr. Jukes said, "Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the hard work that Nigel Johnson, the team manager Stephen Quinn, and player welfare officer Jenna Banks, as well as captain Myriad Quinn and senior player Kelly Morris and many others have done to further Women's Rugby League in the borough. The pathway that Leigh Rangers have put in place is an outstanding one. This process started 12 months or so ago on the application to join the Women's Super League, and we've had an open and transparent talks along the way. At our recent meeting, all those present agreed that to the process that exists at the existing Super League and adapt and embrace the current team, that a merger was beneficial. We will inherit a lot of great people and share a common goal to develop and grow Women's Rugby League and make this club the best it can be. We will devote as much time and effort into making it a success as we do the Men's Super League team. Finer details will be ratified in the next few days after dialogue with the Rugby Football League, but as we build up to the start of next season, this is an exciting and momentous step forward for the Women's Rugby League and the opportunities it creates. So, in a World Cup full of thirst, Kasey Badger, who's been appointed to the Wales versus Tonga match tonight, is hoping her history-making appointment is a stepping stone to referee NRL matches. Badger, who's one of 9 NRL referees in the World Cup match official squad, is set to create history by becoming the first woman to control a men's test match when she takes charge of the fixture at St Helens. When I was appointed, I was going to be doing the game. I was shocked, Badger said. I came here wanting to work across both men's and women's World Cups and thinking I could touch judge the men's tournament, so to get to do this is something I'm definitely really happy about. If I go out there and perform to my ability, the referee the game well, it is just another things that shows I've got what it takes, and hopefully that adds a bit to my resume as a reason to kick on and get a start in the NRL eventually. Belinda Sharp and New Zealand's Rochelle Tamora are the other female referees in the squad, and they are expected to control the Women's World Cup matches, but Badger is the first woman to be appointed to control a men's test. World Cup referee bosses Jared Maxwell and Steve Ganson stunned Badger when they announced the appointments for the second round of matches. They read out the appointments to the group, and when they got to my game, they said they had a chat about wanting to create some opportunities and be very inclusive. And there was going to be a history-making moment this weekend, she said. I couldn't believe it when they said I was going to be refereeing. Further history will be made during the Tonga match at St Helens, as Tamora will be a touch judge in the match alongside Englishman Mike Small for the first time in a rugby league fixture has had 2 female officials in charge. It's good for the game and it shows where our game is getting to, which is good to see. Belinda Sharp has been in charge of the NRL matches before, but only under the 2-referee system, while she and Badger each controlled pre-season matches earlier this season. The pair worked as touch judges during the NRL and refereed the RLW, with Badger being in charge of the grand final between Newcastle and Parramatta. It is good that people have seen what I've done over the last season in particular, but also the last number of years, and have faith in me that I can perform at a level on the world stage, Badger says. I definitely didn't expect this to happen, and it hasn't quite sunk in yet because I also have another game on the touchline, Australia-Scotland, so I have to get through that first and then shift my focus. As one fan for the Rugby League World Cup said to me about the Australia versus Scotland game, that game didn't need touch judges really, the way that it was played. So this will be Badger's time to shine. As well as being the touch judge between the Australian-Scotland game, she touch judged the France versus Greece match at Doncaster earlier in the week. Belinda Sharp, who refereed the 2021 NRL Women's Grand Final played earlier this year, will be the touch judge in the New Zealand-Jamaica game at Hull. NRL referee Jared Sutton controlled the Bolton hosted England versus France game, while Adam G refereed Ireland versus Lebanon. English referee Jack Smith was in charge of the Fiji versus Italy match in Newcastle, while Marcus Griffiths was in charge of the New Zealand versus Jamaica game, with James Charles in control of last night's Samoa versus Greece game. Then we come on to the next one, as Super League referee Chris Kendall, who controlled Australia's opening match against Fiji, will be in charge of the game between Cook Islands and Papua New Guinea at Warrington to close out Week 2 of the Rugby League World Cup. Some interesting appointments there. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And finally today we have the announcement that Leeds Rhinos have signed Samoan international Sam Lisone from the NRL club Gold Coast Titans on a 2-year contract for the 2023 Betfred Super League season. Lisone, who has won 4 caps for Samoa, including appearing in the 2017 World Cup, and made nearly 150 NRL appearances during his career at the Titans and New Zealand Warriors. Born in Auckland, he will be reuniting with Leeds Rhinos head coach Rowan Smith, where he coached him as the Warriors under-20s earlier in his career. Rowan Smith says that he's delighted to have captured the 28-year-old to bolster his pack up for next season. And he said Sam is a skillful forward who is big and aggressive, but also has great footwork. I'm sure he will settle in well to life at Leeds Rhinos, as he always has been a tremendous team player who brings a great deal of experience from the NRL, having played nearly 150 first-grade games. The forward is also equally as pleased looking forward to working with Rowan Smith again, saying that he's excited to join up with the Leeds Rhinos. He's never been to England, but he's keen to get over there, and he's heard good stuff about the club and can't wait to get over and meet the fans. He continued, "It's a new chapter for me and a fresh start, not just for playing, but a new lifestyle in a new country. I have got a lot of mates in Super League, and I grew up in Auckland with David Fusitu'a. He's probably one of the reasons why I wanted to come to Leeds, because we were childhood friends. Rowan and I have a very close relationship when I was at the Warriors, and I worked closely with him, and he helped me a lot with my game. I've always liked what he was about and the way he trains his teams. He gave me a call, and to be honest, we never stopped talking. When he told me that there could be a position at Leeds for me, my heart was set on the move straight away. You only need to look at what he did at Leeds last year, taking the team into the grand final, to know how good he is," added Lisone. Whilst Lisone has to wait for the necessary paperwork to be completed before he can fly to Leeds, his partner Georgia Hale will be heading to Headingley in the coming weeks for the Women's Rugby League World Cup. Hale is the vice-captain of the New Zealand Ferns. Like Lisone, she'll be playing for New Zealand and the Gold Coast Titans. Lisone added, "Georgia is over in a few weeks for the World Cup, and I know she is going to come to Headingley and have a look around. I'll leave her future up to her, but it's great to know that the Rhinos are seriously about their men's and women's teams, as that is important to us." Leeds Chief Executive Gary Evington added, "We look forward to welcoming Sam to the Rhinos. I would like to thank the Gold Coast Titans and Sam's management team for the professional manner the whole process has been dealt with. I'm sure Sam will settle in at Headingley and I become a fan favourite." And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Tell me what your thoughts are of today's episode in the comment section below. There's a few stories for you to get your teeth into to keep the rugby league in your brain. Anyway, Leeds fans, are you happy with the forward signing? Sam Lisone seems like a stand-up guy, to be fair, if Rowan Smith likes him. What about the officials' announcements? Kasey Badger being in charge of the Wales vs Samoa game tonight. And then the 2 Women's Super League teams. One changing the name and the other one joining. Do you think that Holton Raidettes should have been there? Or do you think that they're doing such a good job at developing rugby league for Yorkshire clubs? that they're the sort of club that we need to be in the Championship. Your opinions matter, so comment section is open. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide, and end the episode as I always do, by wishing you all the best. Just please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.